right now I know I've made myself proud. I made the country proud by winning this one. But straight on, we go to the boys category, the under 12 boys. They'll also be taking the same route, 1.1 kilometers, with the turn at the sea, which is a shorter distance. You can look at the course. You're like, yeah, the under 15s and 18s will be actually taking a longer turn, but for the girls and the boys under 12, it's 1.1 kilometers. There is one mad challenge in this course, and when I talked to Mr. Eliud Wambua, who is the deputy director of the ISF World Cross Country Championship 2024, he said that the beauty of the cross country at any level is that mud and paddy area.
And I wonder how many of these kids have spikes on, because that will help them with the mud, just to ensure that you don't get stuck, essentially.
And that's the program of the day. Of course, we began with the under 12 girls in the 1,200 meters, 1.2 kilometers of this one. Now, in the next few minutes, in the next 5 minutes, we'll have the under 12 boys. And of course, at 10:30 a.m. East Africa time, we'll have the under 15 girls. That's 2 laps of this one, 2,400 meters. We'll also have the boys who will do a longer distance, that 3,400 meters, that is around 3.2 kilometers, and that is the lineup for the boys.
This is how the start list is looking like for the under 12 boys. Representing AEFE Kenya is Simoes Gil Savan and Yanis Milioti. Representing Chile is Renato Rubila Acuna and Eduardo Palanco Olave, Victor Valeos Bustos, and with a huge contingent from Kenya, Benjamin Shikuku, Joshua Kiplimo, Joshua Cherubin, Jafin Ronnie Murongoli, Fabian Kiplangat, Ezron Kimurgor, Edwin Odinga, Dominic Nyabuti, Derek Shikuku, and Dennis Kiprop Kibiwat. That is what the Kenyan contingent looks like. From Mexico, Garcia Chavez Kalel, Sunday Nentanwe Nengak from Nigeria, pardon my pronunciation. And from Uganda, the defending champions, you have Charles Roberto, Isaiah Kwemoi, Cyphus Kibet, and Caleb Chasinja Kibet as well. So you have 4 boys under 12 representing Uganda.
Watch out for the likes of Dennis Kiprop of Rift Valley, but you look at the Kenya by day has had at least 10 athletes in each category, of course being the largest contingent in this ISF World School Cross Country Championship, and that shows you that there's something that is being cooked by the Ministry of Education and of course Athletics Kenya to ensure that there is that transition, because we've never seen such kind of things before. It's the first time Kenya, of course, is hosting this event and of participating in such.
Right, and it's important that you have collaborations between the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Education, because this is at this level is where you get the future champions of tomorrow. And so having an international event like this is incredible exposure, because this is how it begins, Greg.
This is how it begins, because when I was talking to some of the organizers, they say that most of the time it's like we are waiting for these boys to clock 17 years, these girls to clock 17 years so that they can burst into the scene. But right now, this is the perfect age that, like, look at Sheila Chepkosgei, she's already a world champion at 12. This gives her that confidence that she can conquer the world in the coming years, and that is what we are trying to see. Even the Tanzanians, the Chileans, the Czech Republic participants, the Italians, the Mexicans, you can see there's a Nigerian trying cross country. It's a very rare thing. It shows you that maybe World Athletics in collaboration with ISF are trying to ensure that they build stars from a very tender age, which is something that will actually give them longevity and of course have them dominate for quite some time. And it just begins with such steps.
Indeed. This kind of exposure the value of this kind of exposure cannot be understated. And you see, competitions require you to have a certain frame of mind. You need to be ready psychologically, and you get better at it. It's like a muscle that you must work as well. You get better at it the more of these kind of competitions that you do. And I know one of the pillars, one of the most important features of these ISF competitions is really cultural exchange. They're looking to expose children to other cultures, to have them appreciate that people come from different places, but there's one thing that can unite us, and that is athletics and the power of track and field and such events, even on such courses in cross country as well.
We're talking about the culture and cultural exchange. We'll also have a cultural day tomorrow, that's the 13th, at the Bomas of Kenya. There will be a schedule for all participants to visit the national park, and of course, as the Kenyans burst away from the rest in the under 12 boys category, the 1.1 kilometers of this one, fast and furious.
Fast and furious indeed. They are taking no prisoners. Looks like this is going to be a hard-fought battle. And we have around seven strong Kenyans in the lead, followed by Uganda. It's really going to be a very interesting outing for Uganda this time around, because in the previous championship in Slovakia, there was no Kenyan representation. This is how cross country should look like. Kenya must be represented, in my opinion, for such a country that is a powerhouse in athletics. This really is a true representation of the kind of talent that you find in this country.
Yes, as they take that course towards the steep end before taking the hilly area for this one, they'll do that, then head to the muddy area for the mud challenge. Very interesting, but you can feel that one Ugandan is sandwiched between 7 Kenyans, and this makes it difficult for him, let's say, to just try and burst away and let's say dominate as they did in Slovakia.
And it's important to pace yourself in cross country, because you could come out hard and then not have enough fuel in the tank to finish strong, right? So you have to pace yourself and really listen to your body. And I believe now this is the hairpin bend that they're coming to.
Yeah, actually, as they take that bend towards the mud area, and you can feel as they take that steep end, it's starting to slow down. And that shows you that maybe that speed they started was a tactic, so that when they reach that steep area, then they slow down and let others play catch up.
That is incredible, Greg. I like how you're thinking, and it shows you that these under 12 boys are actually little tacticians in the making. Indeed.
No tactics. Mixed by a little bit of coaching, and of course the talent they got, it makes it even sweeter. You can see the Ugandans also coming through really well. Currently one Ugandan in 3rd place. It shows you that as we thought, it wasn't going to be easy for them, because the Ugandans and Kenyans almost share the same culture.
Yes, as well as being able to train at altitude, similar weather. So they're acclimatized to these conditions here this morning. And this should be interesting to see. Position 1, 2 for Kenya at this time, and in position 3 is Uganda.
Very interesting. You remember Uganda are the defending champions in this category, and the Kenyans being cheered on as they head towards the last 400 meters of this one. This has been quite tactical, and of course not a straight win for Kenyans, but something that they can cheer about. The tactics worked out as they took control of this matter from the beginning.
And I think now the race is between 1 and 2, but the Ugandan is looking very strong, looking like they're going to finish very strong as well.
As they head towards the home stretch, you can feel it's a Kenyan 1-2, but then watch out for Uganda. But this will be very interesting. Who's running away? This one, it is Kenya winning,
1-2 Kenyan
and Uganda in 3rd place.
Yes, that's Ezron Kimurgor in 1st position. Ezron Kimurgor takes gold today, and Benjamin Shikuku comes in 2nd position.
going to edge the Kenyan there.
Hezron
Ugandan is coming.
reigning supreme in that one. You can feel the young man is already a star, already a world champion. Shikuku in second, and of course Uganda coming in third. But look at the Kenyans. They had a strategy. At least they got to the podium 1 and 2. Wow.
Kenya indeed fielded a very, very strong team.
Next go. We have
Nigeria. Nigeria, that's
from Chile, yes.
Nentanwe Ngak finishing as well. Mexico, Khalil Josephat Garcia.
Of course, they are coming through as we head over to Charity to talk to Mr. Ezon Kimurgog, the winner of the under 12 boys category in this ISF World School Cross Country Championship.
Kinyume cha matarajio wengi, ishara kama pia Uganda wanakuja safi, wamehakikisha kama wamejipanga vilivyo pia. Sababu ameweza kukimbiza.
Tunaitwa Ezra nani?
Kimurgor.
Okay. Congratulations. That was Ezron Kimurgor. Ezron is happy that he's finished number 1. We are joined by number 2. We have Benjamin. Benjamin, jina lako la pili nani?
Benjamin Shikuku.
Benjamin Shikuku. Race imekuwa vipi kwako? Nimeona umekimbiza nani Ezron haraka sana.
Race imekuwa poa.
Ulikuwa umejitayarisha vipi?
Hizi mbio tulikuwa tumejitayarisha hii siku tukimbia na marafiki wetu na mandugu zetu.
All the best and congratulations. We are also joined by an athlete from Uganda. Jina ni Caleb. Caleb, your second name?
Kibet Caleb Jasinja.
Caleb Kibet. How hard are you prepared for this race?
Prepared from Uganda. Run with the skills. I want to tell the athletes, all the athletes, train hard, then you win easily.
All the best and congratulations. That was the number 1 and 2 from Kenya. We have Benjamin and Ezron, and then we have Caleb from Uganda who was finished third. We are looking forward for the next race. Over to you, Greg and Maya.
Really tactical from the start. He led from the gun to the tape, and that shows you that they were better prepared. So Hezron Kimurgo, winner of the under 12 boys race rather, and then Benjamin Shikuku coming in second, and Caleb Kibet of Uganda in third. We're talking about the culture all day, and of course there are different cultures, and at the Bomas of Kenya there'll be a couple of activities just to see, rather exchange the cultures between different countries, and it will be held tomorrow, and there'll be a game drive. I don't know if they'll be able to see many animals this kind of weather. It's been cold and wet in Nairobi.
Yeah, but today is a sunny day, so you
So
could
they might
anticipate
come.
something special.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course they'll be traveling to the National Park of Nairobi, which is a special site in itself.
Yes, and of course Nairobi being the only city with a national park inside, rather the only capital city with a national park. That shows you that it's easier for any tourist or any person to access, and something that makes it really, really special. And if you're joining us, of course, this is the ISF
for the interlude of music. Just to bring you on the same wavelength, it's at, just to remind you that the International School Sports Federation, ISF, was founded back in the year 1972 as an international non-profit sports organization serving in the umbrella
for the under
entity and
15
government bodies for national
girls
sports organization worldwide.
Quite a strong.
Today we are gathered here in Kenya,
huge number.
recognized by the International Olympic Committee, that is IOC,
China,
since the year 1995.
Morocco, yes, Morocco is
and
here.
Currently we boast a number
New
of
Zealand,
members
Nigeria,
across
Qatar,
the continent,
Tanzania,
that is 134,
and of course Uganda,
organizing
so
over 10 events annually. And encompassing more than 30 sports.
This is huge.
Competition
Very
roster.
many participants.
We want us to take cognizance and appreciate that,
is indeed
this
correct.
year marks the
We're
second
gonna be
championship
taking
held in
this
Africa,
on this course.
following the inaugural
That is
event
how
in
this
Marrakesh,
is going to be looking.
that is in Morocco in the year 2000.
You really want to
That is
measure how you
24
go out.
years
So that
after
you
that
have
is here in
enough
Kenya, renowned as the home of
time
champions.
to be able to
And we
finish
take
well.
cognizance and appreciate
And
the
cross-country
efforts
is really all about
of the
listening.
organizers to count as
Learning
worth
that skill at
to
this
celebrate
age is going to be
these
something
achievements. This year's event has drawn participants from approximately 20 nations. Just to mention
at the
Tanzania,
under-15s, they'll be
Nigeria, New Zealand,
It's a longer
France,
Indeed.
Uganda, Rwanda, under 15 years,
it would be
and also
interesting to
under
tell,
18
to see
years. The
what
climax of this
coaches
program
advise them to
is
do.
the award ceremony
I know
by
that
none
they
other than the
have to
President of the
watch a
Republic of
couple of
Kenya.
Interruption.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Some silence for
Just to
the start of
expose
the
them
race.
to what cross
Thank you.
country at this level looks like, and we're just about underway.
Confirm, Abdi. You are saying she did what? Wanted to do?
We're just about underway in the under
And about 60 athletes.
60 athletes in this one.
Uganda, Tanzania, Qatar, Nigeria, New Zealand,
China.
Morocco, China, Kenya, and AEFE Kenya as well.
There we go. The under 15 girls, and of course, as expected, the Kenyans hit the front.
Without a doubt, but it's interesting to see the other athletes seeking to keep up. New Zealand as well has been training in South Africa. Because you know, from down under, you really have to make plans as to how you're going to go and attend different events in other places in the world. And so they've been training at altitude, and getting acclimatized as well, and it looks like it's been working. Because I believe I spot the Kiwi among the top 15.
Definitely, you look at Kiwi. The Kiwis, they've been doing well in the recent past, even the senior categories. And you look at the gap that was there between the East Africans, the North Africans, and of course the other continents. It's been bridged, and it's something that is of a concern. And maybe them being exposed to the Kenyan conditions at this age might help them. Of course, we see other athletes from other countries coming to Kenya to train
at altitude,
and that makes it even easy that right now they know that a competition can come from anywhere. You look at the likes of Jakes on the other side, so you look at how things have turned. The world has really evolved, and it's not like it was long ago. I was watching
is Claire Cheruto, and keeping tabs on her is Gloria Kangogo Chelimo. Also present today is going to be the Cabinet Secretary for Education, the Honorable Ezekiel Machogu. And also we've got the President of the International School Sports Federation, ISF, Mr. Loro Petrinka, who's also going to be making his remarks. So they're all going to be fitted by the winning athletes by His Excellency the President. And now they've made that turn, and right now they are on the golf park end of this cross-country course. And you can see that already it was one huge group, but now they've now broken down. It's a whole contingent of Kenyans and one athlete from Uganda just behind them. And at the front is Gloria Kangogo Chelimo, running parallel to the 9th at the Golf Park Golf Course, a public golf course that's been here for just over 20 years. Oh yes, just before I forget, another athlete who's made her name here is Faith Kipyegon on this Ngong race course. So if we go through the name of the athletes who've had to make their presence felt on this course as they sought honors for the country and also for their various teams when competing at the National Cross Country Championships, quite some big names have been discovered here and no one forgets them. One lap down. It's 2,400 meters, one more lap. As you can see, they're making their way towards the clubhouse end of the golf park and move on and run parallel to the racing pavilion. That's where we've got the VIPs who are going to be there. We've got also the members of the diplomatic corps who are there. And here they are, uphill. The course can be tricky, and you can see that the track judges are there. And right at the front, we've got Claire Cheruto. She's got the yellow spikes, and running shoulder to shoulder with her is Jane Wangari. And now they're making the second run. That we can see that there are two groups, as you can see from the shots that we television cameras, the aerial shots showing you the beauty of this Ngong race course. You can see that there are 4 of them. As we've got the back markers, including Anu, Deborah Ige of Nigeria, and also the Tanzanian athletes also making their way to that. Kenya having Nairobi, which is a major diplomatic hub. You've got representatives from all countries. So this is between